I'm David Stern. I'm an instructor in the Department of Communication Studies at Frostburg State University.
All right, how are you a part of the community and what role do you serve?
How am I a part of the community and the role I serve? I'm an instructor in communication studies at Frostburg, so I'm a faculty member at the university. I'm also a tenant in a rental house here in Frostburg, so I live in the community, shop in the community, go out to dinner in the community. Those are the roles that I serve here. In terms of my role at the dialogue, I try to facilitate, just participate as much as possible.
How are you a part of the community and what role do you play?
Okay. I'm a member of the community of Frostburg. I teach in the Communication Studies Department as an instructor. And my wife and I rent a home here in Frostburg.
What is your experience on campus and in the community?
Overall, it's been a good experience. I work on campus. Mostly I focus on my work. In the community, pretty much don't tend to go out to dinner a lot, but we go, the grocery store, things like that. It hasn't been a bad experience. I've made some friends since I've been here, community members as well as colleagues.
What's your experience with the dialogue series been like?
I'd say overall it's a positive experience. It's been an opportunity to see at least how much the students want to be involved. I wish there was a little more community turnout, but I think overall it's been a positive experience.
Give us an example without names of something you've learned or realized based on your experience with the series.
Sure. To be honest, I've had some difficulties with my landlord. We've lived in the same place over the last few years, but there have been some complications. And through participating in the dialogue series, I've gotten to know several other landlords in the area, and I've learned the reputation is that they have is not always fair. I've heard negative things from other students about landlords, from even other faculty about the landlords around Frostburg. They're not all bad. Many of them do a good job. They keep a professional business running. So that surprised me, and it's actually helped me to decide to go out and find a better place to live.
What are tensions or strengths of the campus and or the community?
Tensions and strengths. I think that right at the top of both lists would be the diversity that the campus brings to the broader community, that the different racial backgrounds, ethnic backgrounds, and just even different kinds of upbringings that the students have. Bringing that to a otherwise fairly closed, isolated community creates a lot of tension, but I think it's a big strength as well. It's an opportunity for, I think, for the town to grow and rebuild. Frostburg's an old coal mining community, and the mines have been closed for a long time, but that really hurt the economy, and it hasn't really recovered to its old robust state. I think that the diversity and the different experiences that students bring could be an opportunity for the town to build a stronger economy.
What have you realized about communication through this experience?
Well, I could go on for a long time about that. My research is in communication, intercultural communication. I've realized that there's an idea. This may be a little too philosophical, but what the heck? There's an idea from a philosopher of communication named Martin Buber, who really was one of the first thinkers to explore this idea of dialogue. And he uses this metaphor that dialogue is like a narrow ridge, that two people walk along together. And sometimes you can walk along just fine, and sometimes one or both people slip off this narrow ridge. And the dialogue breaks, and then you climb back on and find your way back on that narrow ridge. I think for me, the dialogue series has really shown me in a more tangible way, a way I can really touch and sense, that idea of dialogue as a narrow ridge, that it doesn't always move smoothly, and maybe the goal shouldn't be measurable outcomes, but rather the goal should be that we continue to walk on the narrow ridge, even when we fall off.